Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot readings. This is another pick-a-pile reading that we're going to do. We're going to look at what to expect over the next few weeks. And the reason that I've chose that is because there's a lot of astrological activity taking place. Today is August 10th, so we're still in the Lionsgate portal until August 12th. That's the last day. We are in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. In a few more days, we will be in the shadow period of Uranus retrograde. On August the 16th, we'll have a new moon. On August the 31st, we'll have a full blue supermoon. The current retrograde planets include Pluto, Saturn, Venus, and Neptune. And as I said, Mercury will go retrograde on August 24th, and Uranus will go retrograde on August 29th, leaving us with 6 retrograde planets by the time the full blue supermoon arrives on August 31st. So we're going to take a look at what to expect over the next few weeks with everything going on astrologically. And we're going to have 3 piles, and we're going to start with this deck and pull 3 cards. Number 1, number 2, and we need 1 more. And I think that's it. I'll take that one. All right, we're going to take a look at these and see what we're starting with. Okay, the first one is flowers with romance and sweetness. Flowers with romance and sweetness. That'll be pile number 1. Pile number 2, we're looking at lion. And we are in Leo season with strength and success. That's pile number 2. Pile number 3, we have dog with loyalty and determination. And so if you'd like to pick with crystals, I'll add those right now. For the flowers, we're adding the moonstone crystal, and this is what it looks like. That's moonstone crystal. For the lion, we are adding Amazonite, and this is what Amazonite looks like. And for pile number 3, we're using smoky quartz, and this is what smoky quartz looks like. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to pull from some oracle decks. We'll start with this one. Looks like this one for here. You can go here. And you tried to come out, so we'll put you here. And now another oracle deck we will pull from. The list of decks are all under this video. You can find every deck that I own listed under this video. That one wanted to fall out. We'll take you for pile number 1. Take you for pile number 2. Ooh, we got 2 cards there for pile number 2. All right. And we'll take you for pile number 3. And now the last of the Oracle cards. That one, this one, and this one. And now we'll add the tarot decks. And I'll pull 3 cards from each tarot deck. That's 2. One more makes 3. There's 1, 3. One, 2, 3. And now the last tarot deck. One, 2, 3. Three. There's 2 right there. And we'll take that one. All right. All right. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. I'll give you a minute to choose. And as I always say, if you're drawn to more than one pile, that's perfectly okay. You might be drawn to all 3 piles. And that's okay too. So I'll give you a minute to look at these piles, look at the crystals. And now we'll get started. I'm going to move these 2 up here out of the way. So the first pile we're starting with flowers, romance, and sweetness. And I have the moonstone set with it. And we're looking at what to expect over the next few weeks because of all the astrological anomalies that are taking place. Let's look at the rest of your oracle cards. Let's do the rest of the oracle cards first. We have the hawk with power. We have purification, and it's got a sunflower on it. And the sunflowers are out right now. And we have reflection. All right. So, what to expect over the next few weeks? Some of you might be reflecting on things with all these retrogrades and new moon, full moon. And look at this reflection. And it's on, the card is kind of sort of bluish color. And the second full supermoon is called a blue supermoon. This could be the supermoons. So maybe in between these two supermoons, you're doing some reflecting. And the hawk is watching. Premonitions. Premonitions. Some of you might be having premonitions. Or there may be some truth comes out with Mercury retrograde and the shadow period. The power of truth coming out. And when the truth comes out, things are purified. And we have, look, we have flowers here and we have the flower here with romance and sweetness. It could deal with romance. I would be careful and reflect. Take time, reflect. You want to make sure that if this is something romantic coming into your life, that there's purification there. You want to make sure that it's pure. So let's look at the tarot cards. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Let me get a drink here. Look how this Two of Pentacles is kind of similar to the Two of the Reflection card. Are you reflecting on a conflict that you may be dealing with? Parts of your life may be in conflict with each other. We have two twos here. Remember, during the Lionsgate portal, we're looking at synchronicities too, an increase in synchronicities. So we have two twos here and we have two queens here. The Two of Swords, that can follow the line of the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. You might be dealing with a conflict within your own mind, with your eyes. Maybe some ideas are in conflict, some thoughts are in conflict, and that's to be expected in this shadow period leading up to Mercury retrograde. But we have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups, both in reverse. So the Queen of Swords in reverse is somebody having problems making decisions. That's understandable. Shadow period in Mercury retrograde. The Queen of Cups in reverse is somebody that is not a true partner. Somebody you cannot rely on. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. Yeah. I just noticed it was, my table's a little off. Well, my camera is off a little bit. And getting it set just right doesn't work because it ends up getting knocked out of alignment. So what we have here, pile number 1. I see a lot of abundance here with the 10 of Pentacles. Even though those 2 queens are in reverse, even though somebody's having difficulties making decisions, which is understandable during the shadow period and when Mercury does go retrograde on the 24th. That's to be expected. And that may be when you find out, perhaps that's when you discover that the Queen of Cups was not a true partner. And remember, over here, we talked about romance on your main card, romance and sweetness. So I feel like maybe you may have thought somebody was the person for you. They may have presented that way. But remember the hawk, premonitions and truth coming out. And the truth about this person not being a true partner may be coming to light. You may have to disconnect from this person. And I feel like might be having a difficult making a decision on letting this person go. But it's in your best interest because the truth is going to come out. When you get truth, then you have power. Truth is power. So you need to reflect on this situation. Once you let this person go, then you're able to open up and become abundant in all aspects of your life, to the point where something you had started and was working on, now you're able to work on it further and obtain the initial achievement of something you're creating. And I think what's throwing you out of balance is this queen. This queen is what's throwing you out of balance. So reflecting on this person that you thought was a true partner, but really is not. Taking this person out of the equation, you're bringing in purification into your life. Because I feel this person was bringing in, not only dragging you down with things they might have been saying to you, but also negativity when it comes to negative energy. So for pile number 1, this is I know some of you, it may not apply to you, and that's understandable. It may not be about romance. It may be about a different situation, but the truth is going to come out. You're going to see the clarity. You're going to have a premonition about the truth. And remember, truth is power. And between the full moons, you're going to reflect on all of this. And as I've said on pretty much all of these videos, these pick-a-pile videos, I always choose the crystals. I just pull them randomly, whatever I'm drawn to. And I line them up randomly. And it just so happens that the moonstone fell on pile number 1. And this reflection card makes me think of the 2 full supermoons this month. And then the blue reminds me of the last one that's coming up on the 31st, the full blue supermoon. So moonstone is the crystal we chose for this card, this pile. And moonstone is good for, this is actually good for the new moon. This stimulates psychic perception, which is right here, premonitions. So whether you're looking at a romantic partner or just somebody working on something that you're creating, some truth is going to come out about this person. The truth is going to come out, and truth is power. And you need to take this person out of your life. You need to disconnect from them. Because they are not a true partner to you. In whatever manner of partnership you see them as, whether it be romantic or a business partner or just a friend that you thought was a really good friend that really is not. Okay, pile number 1. I hope that helps. Over the next few weeks, I'll tell you, like I'm going to tell all the piles, think before you speak. Think before you speak. All right, we're going to move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2 is the lion with strength and success and the Amazonite crystal. So let's go ahead and put this over here. And that's right, you got the one oracle deck, you got 2 cards. Oh, you can't see that there. I want to make sure you can see this. All right, let's look at the rest of the oracle cards. You got bat, beneficial. Beneficial. And you know bats are blind, so they use radar, sonar that they have that's built in to see when they fly. Let's look at these, because like I said, 2 of them came out. Purity, that's funny. You might want to watch pile number 1 because they got the sunflower with purification. You're getting this one with purity. and new beginnings. Wow. This is about new beginnings for some of you. And let's look at the last oracle card. Oh boy. We have the Death card. So, if some of you have, any of you have been watching my readings and my lives, and I've talked about the Death card, it does not necessarily mean literal death. It could be the death of a situation. And remember, Pluto is in retrograde, and this reading is about what to expect over the next few weeks because of all the astrological things that are taking place that I spoke upon at the beginning of this video. Pluto's about death, birth, and rebirth. So here we have death, and here we have new beginnings, which could be a rebirth or a new birth. I feel some of this is drawn to Pluto retrograde. These two cards specifically, which Pluto has been in retrograde for a little bit now. It's been a while since it's been in retrograde, and it'll last until, I believe, sometime in October, if I'm not mistaken. But the lion reminds me of the lion in the tarot deck for the strength card. And we are in Leo season. We are under Lionsgate portal. So I have a feeling we're going to see some synchronicities in your reading like we did in pile number 1's reading. There was synchronicities in pile number 1's reading, I believe. I may be confusing that with something else. In fact, I'm sure I am. I'm confusing it with something else. It wasn't pile number 1. But, as I said, purity, you've got purity here. Pile number 1 had purification with a sunflower. So if you were drawn to pile number 1 but didn't watch it, I suggest you might want to watch it. And beneficial. What's beneficial? Well, the bat. We all think about the bats. First off, look at bats. They do fly, and they use their other senses because they can't see. So beneficial could be your other senses. Use your other senses other than maybe your eyesight. Yes, that's hail hitting the roof. And you have the strength to use your senses. Because it looks like, I do apologize, but I can't prevent the weather. Sorry if it's loud. I'll try to give it a minute to stop, or at least come down a notch. Maybe this is a sign. You never know. Think about it. When it rains, it purifies the air. When it rains like this and hails, it's purifying the air. All right, so what I'm seeing here is strength with the lion, the Lion's Gate portal, synchronicities, also increased spiritual awakenings. So perhaps this is an ending to something you might have believed in spiritually, and you've put it to rest, and you're starting new beginnings with it. Let's look at these. Let me try to get these cards out of the way so I can have room. Let's look at your tower. Tower. No, it's not the tower. It's the Lover's card in reverse. The Ace of Cups in reverse. And the Six of Wands. Five of Wands. Like I said, just wait, it'll be over. Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have synchronicities. We have two aces here. We have two. No, we have three aces on the board. We have an ace there, here, and here. So we have the aces synchronicity, new beginnings. The three aces is about new beginnings. So if you pick pile number 2, there is something you're going to be starting a new beginning in something. Something that's pure. Looking at the tarot cards, the Lovers and the Ace of Cups next to each other. So this is not only perhaps a conflict within a friendship, but also a delay in beginning a new friendship because you're having a conflict already. But here there's a victory. You have a victory here. But this victory is making you feel conflicted. And we have two aces that are in reverse. The cups and the pentacles are both in reverse. So this is telling me that now's not the time to bring a new person into your life, but perhaps something new that you want to create, something you're passionate about. So this is about putting an end to something. This is not necessarily literal death. This is about putting an end to something. And I feel like it may be this, and we're going to relationships again here, or friendships. Just like in pile number 1, you might want to, like I said, you might want to check pile number 1. But I feel like this is an ending of some type of a friendship here. Even to the point where you're not even able to start a new friendship. But I feel like maybe you've had to let go here. And by letting go, you're victorious. You feel victorious, and your energy becomes more positive. And even though there's a conflict here, even though you feel conflicted about moving on from this friendship, it's time to start something new, something that you're passionate about. Maybe you've been dealing with things that this friendship was dealing with, something you were working on. And maybe your ideas and your thoughts got set to the side. Your plans and your feelings, your passions may have got set to the side for this person. This person may be selfish. And that's why it ended up in a conflict. And you feel now's not the time to start a new friendship with anybody. You're feeling victorious that you got out of this situation. This is somebody that is perhaps greedy, and not wanting you to pursue your passions. So this death card is in relation to this situation here. This is putting an end to this friendship or relationship, if it happens to be a relationship. But I'm going to say friendship because it could go either way. And now's not the time to get involved with other people. In this part of your life, which is your friendship part of life, now's not the time. Now is the time to focus new beginnings on yourself. Things you want to create, things you're passionate about. You have what it takes. You have the strength. You have the strength to be successful, and whatever this is will be beneficial. It might even be beneficial to other people. And whatever this is, may bring purity into other people's lives. This is a new beginning, so let me try to bring this all together. What I'm seeing is you were in some sort of friendship, partnership, relationship, where the person you were with, in whatever means, whether it be romantic or just a partner or just a friend, that person was greedy. That person was greedy. They only wanted to do things that benefited them. They didn't want to do anything you wanted to do. They only did things that benefited them. And that's why you have to disconnect from them. That's why there's a conflict and disconnection. And you are victorious. That's what this death card is about. is you cutting them out of your life. Yeah, you felt a little bit conflicted about doing it. Maybe you'd been friends for a long time. That don't mean anything. Because even long-term friends can turn on you, or they can be greedy, and you may not have seen it at that moment in time, but I feel like with the bat, you're using your other senses now. You have the strength to use the other senses besides just what you see to know that this person is being greedy and only wanting to do things that benefits them. So disconnecting from them with this death card, you become victorious. And here is your new beginning. And you have the strength to do that. You have the strength to do that. Now, if you chose this pile, like I said to the other piles, I pull the crystals randomly, whatever I'm drawn to. I line them up randomly, however I'm drawn to them. Let's see what the Amazonite is good for. The Amazonite is good for success and abundance. So, by eliminating this person out of your life so that you can move on with new beginnings for yourself, and you're doing this with purity of heart, you're going to have success and abundance. That's what this crystal's good for, success and abundance. Okay, pile number 2. You just have to get this person out of your life if you haven't already. And like I've told pile number 1, and I'll tell you, and I'll tell pile number 3, coming into Mercury retrograde, I know that I said you need to disconnect from this person. Think before you speak. In other words, yes, you can disconnect from this person. Just think before you speak when you do disconnect. So that perhaps you can end on not so bad terms. All right, pile number 3. Pile number 3, we have the dog. Of course, we have loyalty, and we have determination. Let me see if I can get this pile out of the way so that I have room. And we'll turn it that way. Hang on, guys. Yes? What? I'm on the way home. I'm in the middle of a video. All right, sorry, love you, bye. I apologize for that. All right. You have dog, loyalty, and determination. And you have the smoky quartz. All right, let's look at the rest of your cards. We have caterpillar, hunger. We have blessings. and we have fear. So what we're looking at is what to expect over the next few weeks. So perhaps some of you may be in fear of going hungry. You may be in fear of going hungry. But remember the caterpillar. The caterpillar grows and evolves into a butterfly, which the butterfly represents a new life chapter. And I feel like you have this fear of going hungry, but you might be getting blessings from somewhere. These blessings could be coming from somebody that's loyal unexpectedly. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. We have the Sun, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Four of Cups, King of Swords in reverse, Seven of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse. All right. Let me get a drink here so I can look at these cards and see what I can see here. So I'm seeing, and with all the astrological things, and if you aren't sure about what's going on, go to the beginning of the video and I explain all the astrological events that are taking place over the next few weeks. I could see fear coming in, some of you having fear. Maybe fear that a door's not going to open for you. But remember, we have the caterpillar here that says hunger. And I feel like you might be feeling fear that you may be going hungry. However, remember the caterpillar evolves into a beautiful butterfly. And butterflies represent new life chapters. So you may be going through a transition of some sort where you're starting a new life chapter. You might want to watch pile number 2 because it may resonate. If you felt drawn to pile number 2 but didn't pick it, I would recommend that you maybe go back and watch pile number 2. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody that timestamps this. But I feel like eventually you're going to have blessings, because if you're a loyal person, if you are loyal and determined, I think this fear is unwarranted. I feel that you're going to receive blessings. And the Sun card tells me that there's joy, positivity, and success. Success in receiving blessings. However, in order to do that, maybe this fear is coming from what other people were speaking. Remember, Mercury is going in retrograde. We're in the shadow period. We're in the shadow period. So letting go of negative communication here. Letting go of negative communication. I see stability in emotions here. I see stability in emotions. This King of Swords, though, this is somebody that this King of Swords kind of reminds me of the Hierophant, and they're both in reverse. The Hierophant is somebody that's corrupt and somebody that's a hypocrite. And usually people that are hypocrites don't speak logically, and they're not rational. So you may have to reflect on people you're surrounded with. You may have to reflect on them, because the King of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant, they're on either side of this Seven of Cups. So perhaps you have somebody that is in your inner circle that is not logical, not rational. Perhaps they're even corrupt and they're a hypocrite. And maybe that's why you're in fear. Perhaps whoever this is from your circle of friends had been talking behind your back, and now you're having to let go of that communication. And you might be fearing the loss of these connections, or at least some of these connections. And the hunger may not be physically hungry. The hunger may be the hunger and the need for friendships. And that's what this fear may be a result of, is the fear of losing these friendships. But they need to go. You need to disconnect, because you need to reflect on these people, because somebody's not rational, somebody's not logical, and somebody's a hypocrite and is corrupt. And I think you already knew that, because you're just letting the words that they speak, you're just letting it go. And in order to receive blessings, you're going to have to reflect on your circle of friends and make a decision. Who is the loyal ones here, and who is not the loyal ones? That's what you need to do. That's why we have the dog. Who is loyal here in your circle of friends? You need to reflect, because this person's not, and neither is this one. You've been letting things that they've said slide, and now you're having to let what they've said, you have to release it and let it go. And we've got the Four of Cups up here, and this is the Seven of Cups. So if you have 7 here, we have 2 here. There's one more that you need to let go of. It might have been somebody that was talking about you behind your back, and you're having to let that communication go. And the 4 that you have here, that's where your loyalty stands, is right here. You are blessed to have these loyal friends. You may have been in fear. The fear that you may be feeling is repercussions from these people. That may be the fear that you're feeling. You might be, the hunger is the hunger for the friendship, but the fear, I feel, is the fear of the loss of these people, but you need to let them go in order to receive blessings, because these three people right here are not loyal. And this reflects right back to the main card, loyalty. This person, and this person are not loyal. That's three people. This 7 tells me those three people are amongst those 7 people that are surrounding you. If you take those 3 away, you have the 4. The 4 that are loyal to you. And these 4 are a blessing to you. So let these 3 go. Don't fear losing them. And don't fear the repercussions. Because if these 3 are like I think they are, remember, we're in Mercury retrograde. You yourself need to think before you speak. But these people are not going to think before they speak. Now the smoky quartz. Let's see what smoky quartz is for. Relieve stress and protection. So it'll relieve the stress. It'll help you relieve the stress of letting go of these 3 people. And it'll also protect you as well. All right, pile number 3. I wish you much luck. I'll tell you the same as I did the others. Think before you speak. I send much love and many blessings to everybody, as always. I'll see you back next time. Have a wonderful day.